I've always been among sheep and shepherding. As a shepherd, you're always looking after your flock. It's a great pride thing to have a healthy flock, a good, strong flock. The sheep spend most of the time up on the fells, apart from when we gather them in. It's fulfilling to go and gather your sheep in and to walk the flock back home.
Every summer, another lamb will call to her mother across the fell. Each time her voice is thrown open, it slows to the same wavering conclusion. Just like an old gate as it sweeps through its radar arc, year after year, until the shepherd hears in the bleat of its hinge the ewe signal to come on in.
Jess, come on, eat at me. Nell, come on. Nell! At the start of the gather, we're walking around the boundary edge and heading to the highest point, Scafell Pike, to bring the sheep back down. The sheep will come off the fell 6 times in the year. We gather them in July for the shearing. They'll be up an hour before daylight, I guess. Around about 3:45 or something. I get up and on a perfect day, the stars are out and it's absolutely perfect, crystal clear. Come here to me. Come here. Get in here. But every now and again it isn't. Back in. Get in, Jess.
Sometimes it's hail. Little globes popping into powder against the rock. Other times, it's wind. Unexpected. A soft faceful prickly with the first raindrops. Or pollen falling through sunlight with that same drifting grace as snow. And when it's snow, it comes little by little, until the whole hillside fills like a sail. But now, it's mist. As morning heats up and the mountain path remembers its way, one cairn at a time, each pile of stone imminent until fully realised. Loose plates of rock slowly scurry up a slope. A low, loping shadow wolfs into a dog. And a boulder up ahead, shaggy with lichen, stands up, opens its eyes, and becomes a yew.
The Herdwick's native to this area, but some people believe it came from Norway or the Vikings. It's special because it's hardy enough to survive here. Other breeds have been tried on these mountains and failed. They're pretty well camouflaged Herdwick sheep to the untrained eye in the crags and the rocks because they're pretty similar colour to the rocks and stuff. And in certain light, you probably never will see them unless you're really looking for them. Like.
Get up, get back, get back, get back. Fetch on, fetch on. Stop, back, stop. Get back, get back, get back. Get back, get back. Get back, Neil. Get back, Neil. Alas. Alas, Star. Fetch it on. Get up. Star, get up. Star, get up. Get up, Star. Get up, Star. Alas, Neil. Alas, Star. Star, fetch it on. Fetch it on. Alas, Neil. Alas, Neil. Get back, get back, get back. Get back. Fetch it on. Fetch it on. Fetch it on. Lads. 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 Fetch it on. Fetch it on. Star, Star, Star. Fetch him on. Class, Star, Star, Star. Class. Here you, Star. Come on, class. Here you, Jess, here you, Jess, here you, Jess, here you, Jess, here you. Here you. Nell, 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 Nell. Class, Nell, Nell. Here you, Star, Star, Star. Come on, lass. Fetch him on. Come on, Jess, 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 Jess. Glass, glass, glass. Come here to me. Get up. Get him on. Get him on. Lads. Nell, Nell, Nell.
Our sheep are in Upper Estill. The boundary runs up Slight Side on the long green, Scafell Pike, round onto Broad Crag, Great End, right to the River Esk, and then the River Esk divides us and the neighbouring farm. There's no fences or walls out there. The flock's 500 sheep spread out over 1,200 acres. They're obviously spread out in smaller groups or individually throughout that area. That's what gathering is, to gather them into a larger group to bring them home. When we go out to gather, we take a team of people and a team of capable dogs with them, and they know the land and they know the sheep. Everyone's sort of fanned out, funneling the sheep in to eventually bring them together in a big group. You definitely have to know the area very well, especially in the mist as well. There's that many rough crags and stuff.
Gowie! Gowie!
They're immense, the crags. Our sheep live on them and we go and gather them and that, but you always respect them, like. You'll never boss them mountains, will you?
Go lass. Sit down. Go lass, Jim Jim.
I wasn't very old. I must have been about 12 or 13 or something. And there was a little lamb was stuck on a ledge there. I'd gone into this ledge, got this lamb off, joined it with the rest of the flock, and continued on the gather. And when me and my uncle came down the fell wall, pointed back to where I'd actually got the lamb out of, and he wasn't best impressed, like. I wouldn't do it today. I wouldn't even think about going in there today.
If 1,000 years could pass in an hour, the day-night sky flicker like an eyelid, and inside an oak, each pale ring expand as if the acorn had dropped into a bucket of milk. Then, in every hollow of this hill, a Herdwick would watch it all with slot pupils, her lower jaw on a loop, turning a wet globe of grass over and over.
Lie down! Lie down! Good! Lie down! Lie down! Lie down!
All pure Herdwicks have white faces and white legs, but they range very different colours on the body wool. You'll probably recognise some of them from a lamb, and you'll know them right through the whole life. The ewe takes its lamb back to where it lives at on that fell, and then that lamb grows up knowing that area, and then it'll have a lamb and it'll take its lamb back to that area, and so on and so forth. So it's passed on through the generations of the sheep as to where they live at. So the flock will be where we always find them at. For the shearing gather in July, there was 8 of us and probably 16, 20 dogs. They're all pretty good shepherds who know the area. And the dogs know the area. The knowledge, it's just been passed on from generation to generation with the people, the same as the sheep have. They've passed their knowledge on down through the generations, same as the dogs we have here. the flock easier to manage once you've got them in a big group. Sometimes I'll leave the rest of the shepherds and the flock and go and look for a couple of stragglers or something that we've seen from a distance. You need good dogs, good stick for balance for when you're walking, but also if you've got a sheep in a crag or something and it's just out of arm's length. These fell dogs up here travel great distances over very rough terrain. We call them curs. It's a breed that's kind of held in the Lake District. Upper Estiale up here, I would describe it as stepping into a different world. It's one of the quietest places in the lakes. But when you get to listening, it's not that quiet. There's all sorts going on all over the place, but it's just the calmness of it, I guess.
Listen, and you'll hear the shape of things. The way a lamb bleats the full curve of the valley. A rook about to land caws open the hollow in the rock his wings close into. A skylark's beak unfastens a small red throat. And out comes the mountain.
Joe. Joe. Sit down, Star. Stand there. Stand there. I've never been frightened or scared up here, but I was about 11 and we were gathering pike. And my dad said, right, wait here with my dog. I sat and I waited. And I waited and I waited and I waited. And I got to the point I was putting my hands under the dog's armpits to keep my hands warm. It was absolutely bloody freezing. After a while I said, well, Bollocks to this, I'm going home. Give the old fella a bit of stick when I go home. Left us for dead.
Way farther back up.
In mountain snow, he smoothed numb fingers into the pockets under her forelegs. And when feeling returned, it was her fur. It was breath spreading the rings of her ribs. And even a subtle suggestion of heart against his palms. Its soft wobble almost like a flame as it calms between cupped hands.
Nell, come here with me.
It's grand when you're out there on your own, testing your dogs against the sheep and the landscape. It's as good as it gets up there, you know.
Going to heel now. Stop! 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 Hello, Joe.
And for those long minutes, without sheep or dogs, you'd still know he was a shepherd. Not by the horn stick which he leans on, but the way he listens beyond the ferns, beyond the slits in their leaves, the soft loss of wind as each frond dips and dithers around his waist deep, watchful stillness.
Nell, come into heel.
The dogs are just bringing all the sheep that are in my sight and taking them forward down the valley in front of me. And if there's a bunch of sheep getting away over the skyline, You need a dog that's going to be on them in minutes and bringing them back without you being able to see what it's doing. Gather them up and bring them to the main bunch of sheep.
Nell, go in the heel. Nell, class, Nell, Nell.
It's a very long way from getting into a group to actually getting into the sheep pens. You just all work as a team to get them down in nice controlled fashion. To any dog that's working sheep, you've got to give them in the right direction with the right amount of pressure. Direction and pressure, that's the two key things.
These hills are empty of wolves. The kettle howls unheard for centuries. Yet still, sometimes the flock, as one, will lift the slim pockets of their ears and close ranks, until the gaps fill with tussly wool, and each feels the hot stare of the you behind. Except the old, the sick, who stumble and lag, butted and shunned to the back. They feel at the dark base of the skull the empty hills, the nothing that's coming closer, closer.
When we're on the way home with the flock of sheep, we're constantly watching to make sure everyone's travelling, well, and we're not rushing them too fast if it's too hot or anything like that. We're constantly keeping an eye on them. If we spot anything that may need a bit of help, or a carry or a lift home, we'll catch it and pick it up immediately and carry it. You can tell if the sheep's off colour just by looking at it, just that one glance, and you say there's something wrong with that sheep. Just from their ears and their eyes and their body posture. But you don't really normally see a sad Herdwick. They've always got a cheeky little grin on the face. Very, very intelligent, and they don't miss much. the hill farmers in the Lake District, it's a very tight community in general, and localised it's even tighter. Everyone gets on and helps out.
Sit down.
If you didn't have very good shepherds or you didn't have very good dogs to bring in the sheep would, at the bat of an eyelid, be going in the opposite direction. And know that you're rubbish at your job and you've got rubbish dogs. They will be boss of you in a very short time. Once upon a time, every farm would have at least one worker full-time on that farm, or two or three, depending on the size of the farm. You'd send two people to go and help the neighbour gather, and they would send one back and help you gather. But it's just got to the point now where there's just such a few people actually shepherding and working on farms. It's a growing concern of mine, and all the other hill farmers in the Lake District as well.
come here. Hey, come here! Jess. Come on. Get upstairs. Go upstairs. Go.
You've had these littler farms, maybe only a couple hundred sheep or something like that, and you'd have your younger farmers that are just coming into farming, setting off on them places. And over the past 50 odd years, a lot of these littler farms have just completely disappeared altogether. And they turn the little farmhouse into a holiday home or something like that. So you're struggling to get a well-trained hill farmer, if you will, because you're missing that stepping stone.
Neil! Come on.
The unwritten shepherd's Bible isn't getting read properly by many people anymore.
Come on, Coop. Neil, come on, eat me. Come on.
You always need youth coming on and learning from other people, not necessarily your family.
Who's this bulldog, Sarah? Right, you go right down this trod here, around that corner, and it looks really bad and rough, but it isn't that bad. Just keep on a good sheep trod.
Yeah.
And then I'll come over the top of it. All right.
And should I just get there until I see you? And
Yeah, I'll be above you. You'll hit brackens once you get out of the crag, and then you keep on that good trod right by the river, and just bark your dogs all the way. So if it's out popping its heads up, you can sing.
Sarah's been brought up on a hill farm. She's got some exceptional sheep dogs for a young age that she is.
I don't know where the yow is for them two lambs.
She's going to make a good shepherdess very soon.
Right. Going to come back into mist again.
I know.
back, fetch it on. Fetch it on.
The sheep have their own little narrow tracks, we call them trods, where sheep have walked for hundreds of years to form this little narrow, sort of 8-inch wide track. It's the easiest route, either over a crag or under a crag or through a crag. They might be invisible to the untrained eye, but there's loads of them. They're not marked out on OS maps or anything like that. They're just the ones that the sheep use.
Come on, that'll do you. Come on, eat to me. Come on. Jim, come on. Nell. Come on. Come on, Jess. Jess. Give up. Yes, come on. Come on. Hey, come on.
The sheep pass on this path. This sometimes cattle path. This other times red deer path. This almost nothing trickle of a path. This losing its thread like a grandmother's story path. This pressure of each hoof remembered in smooth earth path. This decade after decade becoming clearer, but still, after centuries, not clear enough path. This suddenly lost, shin deep in bracken path. This cannot be followed, only learned path. This path that the sheep pass on.
Here. Go in. Come on here.
On the higher fells, there's very little bracken. But once you get down onto the better soil, in the summer months can get to quite a height, and the sheep could quite easily wander away with its lamb into the bracken. So yeah, you've got to keep them moving.
Hey! Nell, that's Nell. Come on, Nell. Come on, Nell. Get up, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Halas. Get up, fetch him on. Here you are. Nell, come here to me. Come on, Nell. Halas, come on. Here you are. Here. Where are you? Halas. Get up, yes.
It's a good feeling to get the flock through the fell gate and you're in an enclosed area then. We're nearly home, I guess. Job nearly done.
Star, pass. Nell, come on, lass, Nell.
This is the mountain with its landing gear down. Engines off, coasting to that pad of meadow grass by the bank, where even the water has lowered below the white river stones. Streamlined and perfect. And although you can see the trees have grown into the tilt of a crosswind, their brittle branches blown like glass into intricate shapes, the breeze too has dropped. That sense of homecoming as you meet the level ground. Phones coming into signal, back in touch as you touch down. And before you know it, the mountain has become a plain, rolling, rolling away toward the slow momentum slopes of the next horizon, over and out.
I would say there is a sense of relief from everyone, bringing them all back home. Because, you know, at shearing time you've got young lambs that haven't been gathered in this way ever before, so it's all new to them, what's going on. So everything's mismothered. Everyone's gone, meh, I've lost my mother.
Hey, Star, pass, Star. Ho! Help! 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 Help!
All this space can be taken in like a deep breath. These peaks, these green basins, this generous sky, and somewhere a hiker is saving thick white cheese in a barm cake, in a withered ball of tinfoil, for the summit of Scafell Pike. And all this can be given, or given into. This river, this winged honeycomb of dry stone wall, and somewhere a cyclist can feel the tug of a downward slope in their brake fist and just lets go. But for the shepherd, there is no give and take. His moment always comes back to now, as his shout scatters into dogs who run and corral and kettle into a flock of sheep who bank left and right and try to make a break for it as a single lamb to be returned from the hillside as the echo of the shepherd's shout.
The Highveld gather normally takes about 6 or 7 hours. Sometimes things go wrong, and obviously most of the time you don't get them all, bar for 1 or 2, but you know, you gotta do your best day in, day out, year in, year out. It's good to see the flock come in healthy and fit and strong, and get them counted and see how many's there and See how many are missing, if there is any missing. Most of all, it's getting them to the sheep pens and the sheep pen gate shut. I love shearing, absolutely love it. There is a rhythm and you just sort of relax. You're not gripping the sheep too hard or not gripping it too gently. It's just control basically. I guess it's footwork as much as anything. Knowing where to position your feet to keep the sheep in a comfortable position whilst you're shearing a certain area of the animal.
In the shepherd's hands, the sheep goes completely slack, as if she had left her body. Her front leg a flop hoof dangle at the joint, and her spine limp as a braid from the back of her head. Under the comb and the blur of the blades, under the tingling stillness in each new stripe of nakedness. Where has she gone?
Normally it's really hot days in July. You have to shear the sheep and remove the fleece from it just for its own welfare. And just the sheer weight of the fleece, you know, it can get quite heavy. Everyone in farming is making money, apart from the farmer. In the last sort of 30 odd years, you're probably getting about 30 pence per sheep off the wool, less maybe. We don't buy in any sheep, they're all bred on the farm. They're marked to the farm, so each farm has its own individual mark on the sheep. My family's farmed at the top of Estelle about 120 years. There's an awful lot of knowledge and been a lot of mistakes made along the way to gain that knowledge as well. It's not the easiest of farms to farm as far as hill farms go in the Lake District, but I'm very privileged. Privileged to have been brought up and taught how to farm in these areas. Very privileged.
It takes the closing of many gates to get here. Through road and field and pen. A hand on the top bar guiding the swing towards the solid shock of gatepost and tinkling latch. And there's that split second when the hand holds onto the firmness of a shut gate. That feeling of being utterly in place. Then, let's go.